Joining me now, Anna Kelly. She is the Deputy White House Press Secretary, live with us tonight here on the Hill from the North Lawn. Anna, thanks for being with us on this Friday evening. So let me start with inflation, because we saw it drop down to 2.4%. Is it the White House's feeling, Anna, that this is mission accomplished on inflation, or do you still think that you need to see more from here to get to that point?
Well, absolutely not. President Trump, as he says himself regularly, is never satisfied because, look, the president, as you know, was elected to take on Joe Biden's inflation crisis. And you kind of alluded to it, but under Joe Biden, inflation hit 9%. Now we are seeing a 2.4% rate. That is a historic low and a historic correction of the massive failures that we saw under Joe Biden. And I'd love to quantify it a little more for your viewers, because what that means is also a $1,400 real wage increase for the average family across the country. And so, of course, the president wants to take this even further. He continues to enact the successful economic agenda of his first term, tax cuts, deregulation, and others that are quickly cooling inflation and also making sure that the best is yet to come for Americans across the country.
Yeah, you can give me the numbers, you can give me the charts, you can talk about the legislation, and I get it. It's part of your job to do it, Anna. But here's the other side of it. Source of stress in your life right now. New poll out. Is it a major or minor source? The cost of groceries, 53%, a major source of stress. Cost of housing, 46%. Cost of healthcare, 48%. So no matter what the numbers say or the charts show or the legislation is, right now Americans simply aren't feeling it, Anna. So when does the White House believe that changes?
Well, I kind of just alluded to that because, as the president said, as I just said, President Trump's never satisfied. As I noted, the president, again, was elected to take on Joe Biden's inflation crisis. That at one point hit 9%. And the president continues to enact successful policies.
I know he's not satisfied until the end, but I guess what I'm getting at is, when does the White House feel that things are going to start to turn with the American public? Because this has been the case for quite some time in this administration and the prior one.
Well, what I was getting to is that there are many policies, such as those in the One Big Beautiful Bill, that will soon take effect right in the pocketbooks of Americans across the country. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. Again, promises made, promises kept for the president that Americans are going to be personally experiencing very soon when they file their taxes this year. Reshoring manufacturing, that is going to pay off in the short term and the long term in the form of bringing jobs back to our country, jobs that were long sold out and sent across the world. So this president, again, is quickly taking on this inflation crisis, quickly working to bring jobs and economic prosperity back to Americans. But again, as I said, he is never satisfied and will continue to enact these policies to bring relief to Americans all across this country.
Hours away from a partial government shutdown involving the Department of Homeland Security. Here was Hakeem Jeffries, the top Democrat in the House, earlier today, and then I'll get your reaction on the other side.
We've drawn a hard line in the sand on behalf of the American people, and we're not going to allow the Congress to cross it. ICE needs to be dramatically reformed. Period. Full stop.
He's talking about dramatic reforms, Anna. The Democratic Party, Democratic leaders have rolled out 10 different demands. We know that the White House and the president has talked about body cameras, and we hear that from Republicans, but that's one, and then the other side is at 10. How far is the White House willing to move here, given the polling shows that the American public isn't satisfied with ICE's performance in American cities?
Well, one thing I'll make very clear is that this president does not want to shut down the government. He does not want to impose these threats that Democrats, unfortunately, are posing on FEMA, on other critical services involved in this shutdown that Americans rely upon. It's incredibly dangerous. And I'd also love to zoom out here because let's remember why we're here. We are here because Joe Biden opened up the southern border to 20+ million illegal criminals, resulting in the tragic deaths of innocent Americans like Jocelyn Nungare, like Rachel Moore. And I would love to hear Hakeem Jeffries talk about that, but he knows it is drastically unpopular, the fact that they ushered in this wave of unfettered illegal migration. President Trump has taken action in cities like Minneapolis and others to stop it. We had 4,000 criminal illegal aliens removed from Minneapolis, and this has also been a successful effort in cities across the country. But the president wants the government to stay open so that our law enforcement, our ICE agents can continue to do their jobs and to protect these critical services for the American people.
Anna Kelly with the White House. Appreciate the time tonight. Talk again soon, Anna. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.